Hi, this is Sarah from Nova Fit Coaching, and I'm excited to have you here again with me tonight for more insight on sleep. Appropriate that I'm sitting in my bed, getting ready to wind down for the evening. And if you've following my page or seen some of my posts, you might know that I'm definitely not an early bird. In fact, I'm true to form a night owl. I know lots of my friends can't figure out how I can stay up late at night and get things done, but they don't see me in the morning. Just like I can't understand how people get up at 5 a.m. every day to do their workouts, I can easily do it at night, no problem. So I started to investigate a little bit more if it's actually possible to switch and transform from being a night owl to an early bird. And I know people do it in different times of their lives, depending what's going on, or for a job, or as soon as you become a parent, your schedule will change. But given no constraints and just your natural surroundings, it looks like there's more and more tendencies that people really are early birds or night owls. And one thing they've noticed is when people go on trips, they come back. Sometimes you might come back from a trip rejuvenated. Sometimes you might come back from a trip depressed. And you're left wondering, why on earth did that just happen? Regardless of the destination, it could have been the most fabulous destination in the world, but you're coming back miserable. Not just because you've had to leave the beach and now you're home and it's snowing. And they're finding more and more it has to do with time zones, how many time zones you've traveled, and what direction. Are you coming from the east? Are you coming from the west? And all those things affect your sleep cycle. It affects how much sunlight you get, affects how much sleep you get, and that sunlight's triggering the melatonin, and that really can do a number on you depending what it's like when you get home. So it really might not have anything to do with the destination. It actually has to do with what direction you've traveled. The other thing is more and more about, they're finding more about your circadian rhythm and how it is so influenced by light. And we talked about that in another post about how blue lights from screens, TVs, computers, tablets, all that kind of stuff can disrupt your sleep and the release of melatonin. So if you're using your phone at night, make sure to, if you have that night shift option, to put that on and to start limiting the exposure to blue light, because that's what triggers the melatonin to be released and gets you sleepy. So every time you're exposed to that light, you're delaying that onset of sleepiness. Not good for a night owl who already has trouble getting to sleep, or at least getting to sleep so she can get up in the morning. The other thing that's kind of cool is I did this sleep quiz, and it's all about chronotherapy and whether you can actually change your sleep cycle. So this was the result. I'm going to read it to you because it was kind of hilarious. And if you were talking to my mom and asking her how hard it was to get me out of bed as a teenager, this describes me to a T, to see if I could actually change my sleep schedule. So after I did the quiz and answered a whole bunch of questions, it says my responses indicate that my chronotype, so my time type, fits poorly with my sleep schedule. No guff. I may get sleepy at inappropriate times, and my mood and concentration may suffer. And so, it says you may have to use sleeping pills. I don't, but I've got some other solutions. And you might need stimulants during the day. Coffee. I'll sometimes use a pre-workout energized drink, especially on a day where you need some energy. So trouble falling asleep and then getting going the next day, and not fun or easy. So I'm going to post the quiz in the blog post and below in the comments, so you can take the quiz. I would love to know what results you get, and if you've maybe successfully transformed either from one to the other, because I know early birds often wish they could stay up later at night, and night owls sometimes wish they could get up early in the morning. So it's a conundrum for all of us. So let me know where you fall on that sleep spectrum, and I'll talk to you later. Nighty night.